भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम. We are looking into this Devi Aparajitha Stotram, in the 5th chapter of Durga Saptashati. And as I mentioned yesterday, as the title of this series, it suggests whenever we don't need to do it only because we have problems in life, but whenever there are problems in life, maybe 48 days of this Devi Aparajitha Stotram, lighting a ghee lamp and chanting this with all love and reverence as an offering for Devi, the problem just gets removed from our life. That is the power of this mantra. It describes the different forms of Devi, the different beautiful emotions that we have, the different thoughts that we have, the movements of the mind, the modification of the mind. Everything is being described in this Devi Aparajitha Stotram. Yesterday we saw the verse Shanti Rupena Samstita. That Devi who is in the form of Shanti or quietude of mind, to that Devi I salute, I salute, I salute. The next verse, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shraddha Rupena Samsthitam Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi, that Devi, Sarva Bhuteshu, in all beings, she is in the form of Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Is a very beautiful word. If we want to take up the study of Vedanta through the Guru, Vedanta means knowledge about who I am, and I approach a Guru to study Vedanta, the Guru expects us to have sadhana chatushtaya, or to know about sadhana chatushtaya, and to constantly think and practice sadhana chatushtaya, the 4 aspects of sadhana. What are they? Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi, Shatka Sampattihi, Mumukshutva. Viveka means discrimination between what is reality and what is unreal. Vairagya is giving up what is unreal and focusing on the real. Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi consists of 6 feelings or 6 habits, virtues we can cultivate. The first one is the previous one which we saw, Shanti. Shama is quietude of mind, control of mind. Then you have Dhamma. Dhamma is control of the sense organs. Uparati or Uparama is withdrawing all the senses from the world, activities of the world outside, and employing the mind in the duty or responsibility that I have to discharge, in some one work that I need to do. That is Uparama. Titiksha, whatever difficulties I have, the little pinpricks of life, put up with it rather than complain about it or trying to change it. And then you have Shraddha and Samadhanam. So this Shraddha, Samadhanam is complete absorption of mind. The Shraddha is, Adi Shankaracharya Bhagavan says in the Viveka Chudamani, Chinta Vilaparahitam, sorry, Shraddha, Ya Shraddha, oh, I'm not getting that verse right now. I just remembered it. Okay. Apratikara Purvakam. Shraddha, sorry, that is Titiksha. Shraddha is Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. Guru, what the teacher tells, the teacher of the scriptures who is teaching us, what the teacher tells, have faith in the words of the teacher, saying he is speaking the truth because he is interested in my well-being and the thoughts that he gives are the right thoughts. That is Shraddha. And Vedanta Vakya. The Upanishads say that everything in this universe is Brahman. Whether you are able to see it or not, first believe that yes, everything is Brahman. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha iti Shraddha. And Shraddha, Shraddha means the truth. What will happen when I have this faith? When I have the firm belief that yes, what the teacher is teaching and what the Upanishads say are the truth. When I have that belief and then I study the Upanishads and I listen to the words of the teacher teaching from the Upanishads, what will happen? I will have the capacity to bear the truth when I understand it or when I listen to it, when I'm trying to understand it, or when I get the glimpses of the truth, I will have the capacity to bear with it. People sometimes say they don't like to, when you tell somebody something which is actually the truth, or they may believe that there is some truth in it, that person will be defensive because they don't want to accept it. They know it is the truth. Why they don't want to accept it? Because the truth can completely turn around our life. Whatever we are holding as a truth, when it falls, then our life is we have the perception of danger. The brain considers the shaking of our core beliefs as something dangerous and something very sad. So we don't like to listen to the truth. When we have Shraddha, the very Shraddha gives the mind the capacity to bear the truth when we are able to understand it. And who is that Shraddha? We don't need to worry about it because that Shraddha is Devi herself. So when we have Shraddha, we are having Devi in our hearts. Shraddha Rupena Samstita. So to that Devi, in the form of Shraddha, Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Namaha, Tasyai Namaha. To that Devi, I worship, I salute. Tasyai Namaha, I salute. Tasyai Namo Namaha, I salute again and again. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Kanti Rupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Kanti Rupena. Kanti is brightness. Kanti is the light of the lamp. You can see the lamp behind here. There are rays of the lamp that just shine all around. You can see physically, you can see the rays. Sometimes you can see it in empty space, or if you keep a glass over it, the glass will reflect those rays of the lamp. The rays of that light is called Kanti. Kanti refers to brightness. What is the brightness? The brightness of truth, the brightness of understanding, the brightness of wisdom, the brightness of knowledge radiates all over the person's face, especially the face. because that is where the eyes are there, and we can see the brilliance of the person in the eyes. That brilliance is Kanti, and that Kanti is none other than Devi herself, the goddess herself. Kanti Rupena Samsthita. Who is this goddess we talk about? This goddess is in us in the form of energy, in the form of power, in the form of Shakti, in the form of knowledge, in the form of calmness of mind, in the form of love. These are the different forms of the Devi that are being described in this shloka. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. To that Devi I salute, I salute, I salute again and again. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samsthitam. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi, that Devi, Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmi. In all beings, she is Lakshmi. Who is Lakshmi? The wife of Narayana, the goddess who gives us wealth. Yes, that is a Lakshmi. But here, why does she become such a wealthy person? Why does she become the giver of all wealth? Because she has Lakshya in her life. Lakshmi is one who has got Lakshya. Lakshya means a goal, a focus. And when we put all our energies towards that goal, the process becomes so powerful that we do achieve success in achieving that goal. It can be getting a promotion, it can be working on getting more money, or it can be working on our relationships, or it can be working on our habits, or it can be simply working on our studies or working on sports. Whatever goal we have, when we give our undivided attention to that goal, then that is the power of Lakshmi. That power is successful and it will yield the best results to us. And that Lakshmi is none other than Devi. That power of concentration, the power of focus, the power of attention, choosing what is good for us and leaving everything else. Even the Bhagavad Gita says many times, the way to control the mind is through abhyasa. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tan nirodhaha. How can the mind be quietened? Through the practice of abhyasa. What is abhyasa? Who am I? What is not I? In the ultimate sense, abhyasa is viveka. Abhyasa is practice. Abhyasa is being taught to practice something. Cricket practice or music practice or art practice or study practice. Whatever practice we may take up on a day in and day out, we are constantly focused on something that is good. It is abhyasa. And everything else, withdrawing from everything else, is vairagya. So this Devi is Lakshmi Rupa. She is the form of wealth. And how do we attain that wealth? By having a lakshya, by having a very high goal and constantly throwing ourselves on the anvil of that goal, giving our all, giving our energies, giving all our supply of power and energy and investing it in that goal alone. Lakshmi Rupena Samstita. To that Devi who is so focused. And one of the names of Saraswati, the Saraswati Ashtotra Shatanamavali, is Tivra Yai Namaha. Tivra, completely very focused on the goal. And we are talking here about noble goals. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vritti Rupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi, that goddess, Sarva Bhuteshu, in all beings. What is this form? This is Vritti. Vritti means wave. Here, the Vritti here means waves of thoughts. Constantly we are getting some thought or the other in the form of waves, like our ECG waves. Our thoughts are just springing up and going down, springing up and going down. If we are able to watch it, it will be like movement of an ECG screen. So these thoughts are all expressing as waves. The Yoga Sutras describe vrittis in detail because the yoga always talks about quietening the vrittis in the mind, quietening the movement of the mind, quietening the movement of the chitta. That is mind plus sense objects is equal to chitta. And in that chitta, the sense objects and the desires are always interacting with each other, and there is turbulence in the chitta. There is agitation in the chitta. And when we control the vrittis, when we quieten the vrittis through practice, through abhyasa and vairagya, then the mind becomes very quiet. When the waves are quiet, when there are no waves in the ocean, then the ocean is said to be quiet. When there are no waves in the mind is said to be quiet. When there are no movements of thoughts in the mind, then the mind is a quiet mind. The thought itself, the vritti or the movement of thought, is Devi herself. What are the categories of these vrittis? They are actually 5 in number, but the first vritti is of 3 categories. So you can say 4 plus 3, 7 vrittis, and you multiply them into 2 because the vrittis give you sorrow. The vrittis will take you to the truth. Klishta, aklishta. Klesha means that can give me sorrow. Aklishta means that does not give me sorrow. It takes me to my original self. Our Vidyaranya Swami talks about Samvadi Brahma and Asamvadi Brahma. Samvadi Brahma is the same. One person is going towards a temple, looking at the lamp in the temple. He is thinking it is a gem and going towards the temple. He sees only a lamp. And finally, when he goes close, he sees a lamp. But that is Samvadi Brahma. Asamvadi Brahma. Samvadi Brahma, where his mind is not achieving the goal which he chose. That is Klishta. It gives him difficulty. Asamvadi Brahma is he goes to the temple, he sees the lamp in the temple, and he goes to see the deity. And sure enough, when he goes close to the lamp, he is able to see the deity. So that vritti, both are actually, it is only it is only thought in the mind. But one thought leads him to difficulty, and the other thought takes him closer to his desired goal. In the same way, these vrittis are 5 in number. I will tell the 5 and then we will go to the 7, the first 3 categories of the first one. They are pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra and smriti. 5 fingers, 5 vrittis. Pramana is prakarshena manaha. Prakarshena means very well measured. When you are seeing the screen on YouTube, you can measure with a scale the rectangular portion of the screen on which this video is being shot. Then you can measure, you can figure out what is all there behind. The different objects are there. Every object, that photograph of Gurudev is a thought in our head. The screen is a thought in the head. The yoga mat on this side is a thought in the head. The lamp is a thought in the head. The Adi Shankaracharya's image behind the lamp is another thought in the head. The 2 peacock feathers are thoughts in our head. So that is pramana. And each one has got a specific distinction. So that is pramana vritti. It is still a vritti. It's a movement or thought in the mind. It is not actually what it is outside, but what it is outside goes through the eyes and gets reflected in the mind, and you see that reflection in the mind and you understand it as a thought. So that is pramana. And the next one is viparyaya. Viparyaya means in the dark, the very common snake and the rope example in Vedanta. In the dark path in the garden, when we cannot see, there is a hose pipe of the water pipe is laying down. It is just curled and bent. It is kept in the path. One person who's coming new to the place is just seeing that water pipe, and then he gets very scared because his mind throws a thought of snake, and the thought of snake is impressed upon the water pipe thought in the mind. And when the water pipe thought is superimposed by the snake thought in the mind, this man who is actually seeing the water pipe thinks it is a snake and he jumps in fear. And then his friend comes by, oh no. Then he hits a torchlight on that. So this is just a water pipe. Don't fear. So that moment the fear came of the snake is because of viparyaya or wrong thought. The object is one thing, our understanding is different. The object is a person has got a serious face because he is worried about something. The understanding that we have is because he is seeing me, he doesn't like me, so he is keeping his face like that. So this is viparyaya vritti. Then you have vikalpa vritti, or many choices. Everything is, if you go to a supermarket, you see so many objects there, you don't know what to buy. Or when you see the menu card in the hotel, there are so many items that are there, and you get really agitated and confused because it is too much to bear, too much to handle. The different choices that we have. The choices are the multiple thoughts. Multitude of thoughts is called vikalpa. Sankalpa is one single thought. Vikalpa is a multitude of thoughts. And then you have nidra. Nidra is a state of mind where there is a depression. There is no projection of thought. There is no thought. You experience a no thought state in the mind. And the other thought that you may experience is I slept very well, which you cannot know while you're sleeping. Only when you get up in the morning, you will know that. Because there's no projection in that state of a thought. That is called nidra vritti. And then you have smriti vritti. What happened in 1969? What happened in 1945? What is happening now? What is going to happen in the future? All these thoughts and anxieties drawn from the memories of the past are smriti vritti. So you have these 5 main vrittis: pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, and smriti. And out of which the first one, pramana, has got, in Vedanta there are about 6 pramanas. You have sambhava pramana, you have anupapatti, anupalabdha pramana, so many other things, but the 3 main pramanas are pratyaksha pramana, anumana pramana, agama pramana. Pratyaksha pramana, the thoughts that I get because my sense organs are meeting with the sense objects that are really present. And so I get thoughts because of that. The sense object is that peacock feather. The eyes are seeing the peacock feather. And because of that, the thought of peacock feather is coming in my mind. And that is a direct prati aksham, aksham prati. In front of my eyes, it is there. So it's pratyaksha pramana. Then you have anumana pramana. Anumana pramana is there is smoke coming in the distance. So I understand there is fire. There are a lot of dark rain-bearing clouds that are gathering. So I understand it is going to rain. Or you wake up early in the morning and you see water outside on the roads. So you assume that it has rained at night. So this is anumana pramana. You get that assumption thought. You get the rain thought, even though you have not seen whether it rained in the night, and you're not aware because you're sleeping. When you get up in the morning, you see the water on the ground, you understand or you guess that it rained at night, which is anumana. And then you have agama pramana, or the knowledge that is given to us, the thoughts that is given to us through the sacred texts. Sacred texts the thoughts can be thought of heaven, thought of hell, thought of moksha, and all that. These are the thoughts that are given through the text. Otherwise, we don't know. We don't get to see them around us. It is not in our experience. Through the Upanishads and through the Puranas, through the Vedas, you get these thoughts. That is Shabda Pramana. In our modern day context, you travel on the road, you know you have to keep left. You know you have to show left turn. You have to put the right indicator or the left indicator. You know you have to where you have to honk, where you're not supposed to honk. You know where you have to park your car, where you're not supposed to park your car. You cannot say, I don't know all these rules. The rules are all there in the driving rules, rules of the road, traffic rules are there. Then you have rules in the Constitution of India, the directive principles of state policy, fundamental rights, and all these rules are there. You cannot claim ignorance of rules and do anything we please because we will be punished for that. And where do we get these rules from? These rules are not appearing on the road when we go. The yellow line is drawn there. Not to cross the yellow line is not written there, but it is written there in the rule book, and we follow that rule book. The thought is given to us by that rule book, and we follow that thought. That is called Agama Pramana or Shabda Pramana, and the other four vrittis. So, who is Devi? Vritti Rupena Samsthita. Devi is only this thought in our mind. Vritu Vartane. Vartana means circle. These thoughts are all taking a circular motion all the time. Thoughts are basically energy, basically life force. The most subtle aspect of life force is thought, and the most gross aspect of it is our breath. And anything that has got to do with energy follows a circular motion, whether it is a dynamo or whether it's the wheel of a cycle where energy is generated. If you see the equipment in the engineering tools also, in the machines also, they have a circular motion. Fan has got a circular motion. The coolers in the air conditioner and the computers, laptops, everything, there is a circular movement of energy. We call it an energy circuit. Even in physics, it's called the energy circuit because the motion is circular. In the same way, thought is also energy. Thought has got a circular motion. There is a particular period, like the clock. There's a particular period of time. One thought comes, and then that thought goes, and another thought comes. It just goes like the movement of a clock, and then tomorrow, the next day, at that time, that thought will come. If we really observe our thoughts, they have a cyclic motion. The thoughts can repeat themselves annually also. On this day, what did you think? You just try. On this day of the month, what did I think? And next week, what did I think? You just keep a tab of the kind of thoughts. Maybe a particular day, time, second. You keep a tab. And then you watch for over a period of 1 year and 2 years and 3 years. You will get the pattern of how the thoughts are all repeating themselves. Because thoughts are vritti. Vritti is something that moves in a circular motion, in a waving motion. Vritti rupena samsthita namastasyai 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 namo namaha. To that Devi I salute, to that Devi I salute, to that Devi my salutations be. Namo namaha. Again and again I do namaskar to that Devi. What is namaskaram? Namaha karam. I salute. My salutations. In any form, we pay respect. So that is salutation. Ya Devi sarva bhuteshu smriti rupena samsthitam namastasyai 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 namo namaha. That Devi in all beings, she is smriti. Here it is not saying human beings alone. Sarva bhuteshu. In all living beings, Devi is smriti. The mother bear, the cow remembers, has smriti that it has delivered the calf. The cow, even though the delivery might have happened the previous day, the next day it continues to take care of the calf, which means the cow has got smriti. The cow has got memory that it is its own calf. Even the crow, when you go and disturb the crow's nest, or after the crow's eggs have hatched, anybody going that side, the crow will come and snap on our head, because the crow is very anxiously protecting its own children. How does it know that? Because it has got smriti. Even trees, even plants, you see the scientific experiments, that are all made recording the vibrations of the movements in plants, it is discovered that the plants know and they remember something that can destroy them. For example, there was a man who was using pesticides and who was selling pesticides. And when he went into that garden of a scientific laboratory where plants have all been kept and they've been nurtured and taken care of, and their vibrations are being monitored and recorded and studies, all the plants were making a loud noise which is recorded in that machine, and all of them began to shrink with fear because this person is coming. Where do they get this knowledge? It is from the smriti vritti, or the remembrance, the memory thought that this person signals danger. Even a cow, even a lizard, even an ant, everything can find out danger and they go and escape for their life. It is possible because of the smriti vritti. And that is why it is not said human beings, manushyeshu, no. Sarva bhuteshu smriti rupena samstita. This Devi is of the form of memory thought. To that Devi, namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. To that Devi, I salute, I salute, I salute. Ya Devi sarva bhuteshu dayarupena samstita. Namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. To that Devi who is of the form of daya. Daya means compassion. What is compassion? Compassion is different from kripa. Kripa, karuna, there is an action into that. Compassion is a feeling of love which is not confined to our family alone. When it is confined to our family, it is just love. But when this compassion stretches to all human beings that we see, those we know, those we don't know, those who are here around us, those who are far away, a general feeling of compassion that is there in our heart. The rise of that love of compassion for others, for the welfare of others, is daya. And that daya is Devi herself. She is that daya, Devi, the other name for Devi is the one who shines. So these are all the thoughts in us, the thoughts, emotions, and feelings in us that have the shine of consciousness in them. So this Devi is in the form of daya. Consciousness shines through her, through this thought of compassion for all beings. Sarva bhuteshu daya. It is a very great, the feeling of compassion in all beings is Devi. Namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. This daya is not there only in human beings. Even in animals, you hear of so many people who have been brought up by birds, brought up by animals. It's not only the Jungle Book stories or anything. There are real life stories of animals protecting human beings. How it happens is because of daya present in them, compassion that's present in them. Namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. And then you have the next verse. Today we'll see this. We'll finish with this and we'll continue tomorrow. Ya Devi sarva bhuteshu tushti rupena samstita. Namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi, sarva bhuteshu, in all beings, Devi is in the form of tushti. Tushti means a sense of contentment. Contentment, I was just contemplating on this word. Contentment means being with our content. What is our content? The self, the Atman is our content. The energy within us, the Shakti of Bhagavan is our content. When we are happy with that, when we are happy with the content we already have, then we are contented. And this Devi is that form of contentment. When there is contentment, there is no agitation in the mind. There is no wavy motion of the mind. There is no wandering action in the mind because everything withdraws into that self and there is contentment. And in that feeling of contentment, the light of consciousness shines. The light of Ishvara shines. And this Devi is that contentment of mind. In all beings, wherever there is contentment, there Devi is present. Contentment is not for our inner progress. Contentment is for the objects of the world around us. Whatever objects we are having, the objects of the world around us, contentment. Tushti Rupena Samstita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matrurupena Samstita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. We will look into this verse tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. बोले श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हर नमः पार्वती पतये. हर हर महादेव. हरि ओम.